everyone. I am just going to wait for the room to load or not load for a minute. Hope everyone's doing well. AJ, Paula, Callie, Payne, Brooke, Sassy, Julie, Coco, Sophie, Marielle, Kendra, Mary B. Hi. Shannon Rabbit, Joanne, Julie, C, Pam. All right, so we got the so Haley, so we got the obviously Leida tried to get annulment / separation from Eric yesterday, and which was odd because not when the baby was still alive, she was saying she was going to get an RO on him, and then she dismissed it, and then they were supposed to get back together because she wanted a son and they wanted to run away together, but then all of a sudden she must have sneezed the wrong way, and he's divorcing him. And she wrote this handwritten, I mean, if you want to call it handwriting, I'll give her one thing. That's the penmanship of a doctor. If that's the closest she is to being a doctor on the handwriting, I'll give her that. This handwritten letter to the doctor, which I'm going to probably read. I'm not going to show it because it's on my IG. You probably all read it already. I'm not going to show it here because she's been privacy striking me on my channel. She did it for my last video too, so I don't want to give her any more means to try and take my channel down. So with that being said, let me go to my Instagram. I guess I could share that. Hold on. Okie dokie. Let me pull this up. Oh, and by the way, Paul did not die today. So there's that. Let me show this. Wrong one. Okay. Hey, Geneva. Let's see. I'm gonna pull that up. And then if you couldn't make out what she wrote, Geneva typed it, which was just a blessing because nobody can get through this. All right, so this reads. I'm just gonna leave my camera off while I read it. All righty. To the judge, my name is Leida, and I am currently taken into custody for bail jumping. You know, with all the time she spends online, she couldn't like do like a Berlitz course on English for all the time she's been here. Like Jesus, this bail jumping is because I haven't updated my new address and my phone number. This issue has never been intentionally. I haven't done that yet just because a few weeks after I have finally moved in and settled in, I lost my child, and I haven't even think about anything other than the death of my child and how devastated I am as a mother. Let's stop there. What? Coming from the same woman that said the baby had passed away 3 days before it had died, and that she said on her Instagram stories, Geneva, what was the date when she was, she's like, I accept it. I'm moving on. Baby was still alive. So, I mean, I really hope that, and I'm assuming that the courts have all this information, or the police or whatever, but now, as of yesterday, she's writing this to the judge to get out of the bail jumping charges so she can get her passport back. Why would you want that? Right. All right. So 776. He's already said that I've accepted. I've come to terms with it. Let me fix my Facebook cover photo. I got a couple of YouTube chats I need to go on. Oh, let's not forget to get that the root job that she got. Oh, and then there was flying to Indonesia back to drop her kid off, who probably saw something. Huh. I mean, bereft. And so onward. Regarding the phone number, I was not aware the paper get me the wrong phone number. I mean, she couldn't have somebody write this for her.
I know you're addressing it to the judge.
Chat GPT or something, like God. Therefore, I never thought about notify the court or changing the number, or thought about necessary need to tell the court for my number, as I thought the gut. I can't even. Lord. But you remember, like, she was also, let's not forget, she was also arrested for bail jumping with the puppy stuff. So wouldn't her prior arrest for bail jumping, shouldn't she know what she shouldn't be doing when she's committing all these crimes? Today, I'm supposed to go to the court and sign and date my letter about a request to withdraw a restraining order against my husband, the one that you originally said had unalived your 5-week-old, that one. During that time, I was driving. A sheriff stopped me, and I had to pull over. When I was asked about what is going on, and he said that I have violated the conditional bond in another case, and I have that still open. As it turns out, it was because the conditional bond requires me to update my current address and phone number if there's a change within 18 hours. I was never intended to, I was never intended to not comply. That's a triple negative? With the conditional bond. I was just unaware because of things going on with my life in the past few weeks. With that being said, I respectfully request to be released and not charged with bail jumping. Even David Tobo. I think David Tobo, that was like the first comment on this post on IG, because she's looking to get her passport back. I'm reading this off my Instagram page. I just don't want to show it because Leida's been privacy striking me like crazy. So I don't want to give her anything else. As this was never something that I was purposely doing it. I haven't been eat or sleep or think clearly since the loss of my child. What? When my child was only 5 weeks old. As a mother of the child, I've been spending my life day by day with nothing but mourning. He's been going into YouTube chat to see who would take her. As a heart attack. Go back to this. Where was I? Okay. Oh, yeah, nothing but mourning. Therefore, after or if I release today or by today, knowing this address and contact issue, I will immediately go to the court and have it updated, and also to sign and date my letter regarding the restraining order. The restraining order she dropped. I don't think this violation is severe that makes me have to be charged again with something. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to read this the best I can. It's in Leida E's. Something because of not update the address and phone number. I have the reason why I haven't done that yet. I am asking to be relief from this unintentional violation from a mother to another mother. Oh, no, she did not. Oh, no, she did not. From a mother to another mother. I hope you can understand the urgent, devastating situation I am and have to deal with right now. From a mother to another. Wow, pulling on the heartstrings. How come she didn't mention like that she just happened to take like, a side trip to Indonesia in all this grieving? But drop off the only witness. I mean, that's, I'm just saying. Who knows? But I have a feeling that kid saw something. Or maybe she flew there to hide some money. I don't know. It's all weird.
Do you think maybe the little boy did it?
I don't think the boy did it. I mean, it's a possibility. But no.
Or maybe she went to like, play.
All right.
I'm just thinking of different things.
I'm also have an appointment with a psychologist. Question mark. She puts question mark, question mark. She doesn't even believe her own lie in her statement to the goddamn judge. At 11 a.m. that has been assigned by the court for another open case I have. I have to do mental health assessment with he assigned psychologists to comply with what the court requires me to do. Are you talking about where you're pleading insanity for beating that dog? I mean, she's literally pleading insanity for the dog abuse. That has to be it. The violation arises because I lost my child and it has been affecting me mentally and physically and caused me to not aware about the conditional bond requirements. Thank you for the time to read my letter, and I hope the court will understand the situation I have right now and have me released by today to continue my obligation and comply with the court mandate me to do so. And I wish the charges to this case be dismissed. Oh, okay, Jen. Grieving. I mean, I don't have to play the audio. We've all heard it 100 times. Hey, my friend. No, I'm good. For the first time. It sounds like she's in custody. But she was also said she accepted the death while the baby was still alive. And then she wasn't grieving anymore. Guess I could, all right, hold on. Still rusty. Share screen. What did David say? David said, oh, there it is. Drop the charges so she can get her passport back in hell and run like hell. Pretty much. I have to agree. Now, let's put a pin in this for a second. All right. Then we have this. What Leida is asking in her spousal benefits, whatever, from Eric. Okay. Okay, so $7,000 a month for spousal support. $7,000 a month, and it's not like they live in Beverly. I don't even think Erica Jane or Lisa Rinna would get that much. $7,000, but she's grieving. Poor thing. Where are they getting this money that she's request? I mean, for her to request such like an obscene amount would mean that the court would have to look at like their bookkeeping and to ascertain, like if I left Cody and I was like, oh hey Cody, I need I don't know, 20,000 a month in spousal support from you. I'm sure the court would do some type of like, you know, sweep of our financials and be like, what are you talking about? He couldn't give you $20 a month.
You're like, you get 20 cents.
Like, hey, like I'll get like a Big Mac coupon and good luck. 7,000. She's grieving. Okay. Eric permanently gives up the right to receive maintenance and understands that by giving up, what is maintenance? Geneva, what is maintenance? What is that?
Is it explained to you? I know what it is.
I don't know what maintenance is. I really haven't even had the time to look all this over, like in
Is that like
thoroughness.
maintenance on like the property?
I don't know. Maintenance on what? Oh, so the spousal supports maintenance. Okay. Permanently gives up the right to receive. So Eric permanently gives up the right to receive spousal support from Leida and understands that by giving up maintenance at this time may never ask for maintenance again. Oof.
Wait, so Leida's paying Eric?
No, she's saying that Eric can't ever ask her to like for spousal support.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Okay. Leida will receive all of the household items listed in the filing. What about the rice cooker? Including furnitures, couch, tables, lamp, dining tables, chairs, washing machine, dryer, electronics, TV. Leida keeps the 2018 Audi A6. Cody, how much is that car worth? Can you Google it? Hey Bird, can you look up the value of Judge Judy? Get your book out. Hey Bird, can you look up the value of a 2018 Audi A6 in white? It's got an evil stench to it, probably. Eric keeps the 2011 Chevy Suburban.
An Audi what?
A 2018 Audi A6. And then where are they all these cars? And like they're not like, I want to keep like the 94 Corolla. These are Julie, are you in the chat? Mod Julie. There we go. Julie, remember when she was like asking us for money for a sandwich? I know it was a while back. It was like 2019.
It depends on how many miles that's on the car, too.
I don't know how many miles are on the car. Let's say there's like 50. It's a 2018. Let's say there's like 50.
It would probably be about like 25 to like 27, depending on the.
What would it have been new? But she had no money for a sandwich. And there was a time when Leida, remember Julie, when she was trying to like get a job at the as a receptionist in like a doctor's office or whatever. How did they accumulate all this wealth? Somebody had told me that they did have like either, and again, I can't confirm this. I can really only confirm when I'm showing what the court's saying, and speculate a whole lot. And there's one thing I'm sitting on that I can't say, but. And I forgot my train of thought. What was the price?
Okay, so brand new, the car ranged from around 50 grand for the platinum trim, and then 63,000 for the prestige trim.
All right.
So 50,000 brand new. But it's depending on the miles now. it ranges from, 20 grand to like 30.
Okay, let's see. Eric keeps a 2011 Chevy Suburban and a 2022 Corvette. How's he going to drive them? With the DUI he just got and the extra charge added from yesterday?
I guess he keeps them so he can sell them to pay towards legal fees.
So Eric gets to gets 2 cars. He can't drive. I don't know. I mean, when you drive drunk in my state, they take your car. So I think it's crazy. Like, if it was in New York State and Eric was drunk driving, they take your car. They don't care if you just got it. They don't care if you owe 100 grand on it. They take it and it's gone.
And you're still stuck with it.
And you're stuck with the payments, everything.
Yes, you are. But John, maybe the reason why she wants that Audi is because A, it's cheaper, because I'm sure the Suburban is, more. But maybe they paid it off. And the other one.
Well, I mean, they seem,
And they-
if Leida's requesting $7,000 a month, they seem to have like.
Then the Suburban and the Corvette might still have payments. I know the Corvette does, but the Suburban might still have payments also. And she don't want to be stuck with the payments. Because if he gives those cars to her.
Oh, so you don't want to be stuck with a lot of things, i.e. a baby.
So maybe that's why she's asking for the Audi. because
No, they
they
take
don't.
your car.
Yeah, they take it. They take it. You can say sayonara and kiss it goodbye. You will never have that car back.
Julie, did they change it back? Because I know 2 friends that lost their cars.
Yes, we do.
I mean, it was 20 years ago. They might have changed it back, but 2 friends lost that I know. And I have a, I guess what does that say about me and my friends? I had another friend who had a DUI, and she got lucky and was able to, because it was her friend's car. She got it back by the grace of God, but maybe they changed it back because it was so severe. Oh, and well, that's true. You live. I thought that was a New York thing, but it was upstate. Anyways, besides the point. So let's get back to this. All right. Leida will be the sole owner of For the People LLC. Now, which is funny about that is that Leida, who's busy grieving, because Geneva, when did she change the ownership? Geneva, do you want to come up? It might be easier. Do you want the link? Instead of me asking and then waiting for you to answer. Come up, Geneva, make my life easier and those listening. All right, I'll text you. Here, I'll just drop the link in the chat. This link is for Geneva only. Okay, so let's go back to this. Oh wait, I need Geneva to finish this part. That's why I wanted her to take the link. All right, I'll just wait. I mean, I'll just keep reading until Geneva comes up. Let's see. The sole owner For All the People, but I thought that the For All the People was a trucking company that was just retitled in Leida's name only. See, what's confusing or not confusing, because everything Leida does is calculated. She changes the trucking company's name before, so I need Geneva up here, before or after she gets the RO. There she is. Hey.
Hey,
Oh, that don't sound good.
that doesn't sound good. Oh,
You're super staticky.
am I?
Is it just me? I hear like static.
Hang
Hi,
on.
talking. Oh,
Hang on.
that's that game. It sounds like you're underwater with a robot.
Okay. Is that any better? No?
Everyone's saying it's good on their end, so like I could hear you. All right. So when did she change the trucking company name in her name?
June 3rd, I believe. She changed the name of the trucking company and put it in her name only.
I know it sounds so bad. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Sounds like we're trebles up like.
But everyone could hear it clearly. I'm the only one who can't. And didn't she was selling the trucks or the truck because it wasn't working.
Right.
So if the truck wasn't working and she already changed it, so she changed
Which explains why
Yeah.
she only got 30,000 for it. I was like, why is she only
Right.
getting 30,000 for a truck like that? But it's because it doesn't work.
So is she like a week postpartum?
Yeah.
The baby was
Not
born
even.
on May 31st, I believe.
Yeah, May 31st.
So she's doing all this, but she's grieving. Poor thing. But then it's bigger. Let's see.
Well, she wasn't
Leida will
grieving
receive
at this point. She wasn't grieving at this point. The baby was still, she just barely had the baby. At that
Leida will
point.
receive a Roth IRA. I guess they have one. The filing does not provide any information about the IRA. I'm assuming it's Leida's currently. Leida takes ownership of a Wells Fargo business. Eric takes one of a personal. Leida will receive the couple's house in Arkdale. The couple's debts and liabilities include 110 grand left on their mortgage.
Yeah, they basically don't have any of that house paid off.
That house looks like it's $25 brand new.
I think
So-
they paid like 150 for it or 180. I'm not sure.
Well, maybe they told workers to it.
Yeah. I don't think
Hang
so.
on, I gotta mute for just one sec.
That kitchen from was on like 1957. The couple's debts and liability, 110,000 left on their mortgage, 47,000 in car loans. So I'm assuming that's the vet. But I'm gonna say but
That sounds like the out. So the vet's not. But that
$54,000 in other loans. The credit card debts listed are 33,000. Leida proposes an even split of all debts except a 6,500 loan listed under other.
She's trying to take him to the cleaners, man.
I can't hear a thing you're saying. I wish I could.
Can't hear me at all.
Wait, let me exit my own live and try and come back. Maybe it's on my end. Hold on. Can you hear me? Can you say something?
Yeah.
Oh God, I can hear you.
Okay.
Thank God. You were like, shit.
That's funny. So the house is worth, it says right now, and I can't even believe this, $258,000. And they bought it for 123,000. So they basically have not paid anything off on their original mortgage unless they got a second one.
Where did the thing go? I'm bring that back up. No.
So yeah, just after the baby was born, she changes the name of the company. The original company was in both of their names, the trucking company. They changed the name of it put it under her name only
After the baby was born.
after the baby was
But
born.
nothing,
And
but
then
before any of this happened. But
Right.
before any of
Right.
like the bad stuff
Right.
happened.
that happened on June 3rd. And then on June 15th, they take the ownership of the house and put it in the name of the new company that only Leida owns.
And that was what date?
That was on June 15th that she did that.
And what was the official date of the passing? Was it the 9th?
The 9th.
And
Of
she
July.
claimed it was already passed on the 6th?
Yeah, the 6th of July.
What a grieving mom.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, but we haven't gotten to that part yet, but did you catch the part I said it in the chat where she signed those papers, the annulment papers?
Wait, could we shut this thing off?
She
Go ahead.
signed the annulment papers without minor children on July 8th while the baby was still alive.
Wait, run that by me again.
Okay, so the annulment of their marriage, those papers, and it says, separation, annulment of marriage without minor children. So no minor children. She signed that on July 8th. And the baby was still alive. The baby did not pass away until July 9th. So she was saying on July 8th, there was no minor children. Did you following?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of things I want to say right now. I just don't.
Yeah. Yeah. She signed those documents on July 8th while the baby was still alive, saying that there were no minor children in the marriage.
So she started that divorce paperwork, the annulment paperwork
On July
On
8th,
July-
she signed it. Yeah.
that she just submitted yesterday.
Yes, they were signed on July 8th. Yeah, they were signed. If you look at the bottom of the document, she signed them on July 8th. The day before the
I
baby.
don't know if you can
passed
see
away.
the hair is standing up on my arm right now. Ay.
That blew my mind more than anything. That she actually filed for an annulment and said that there were no minor children in the marriage while that baby was still alive. That's what she was thinking about doing while her daughter was on life support.
So, and that letter that I don't know which way to attack this first. My brain's overloading. So
I'm telling you.
The 8th, she starts the marriage, the annulment, separation.
Yep.
And she wants an annulment.
Yeah, it's an annulment / separation document because it's faster than getting a divorce.
But there's no way she could even get an annulment.
Well, separation annulment. Well, you can do that. You can get annulment / separation. She proposed in order for this is the proposal that she had for the dissolution of the marriage. And if Eric were to agree to it, if they agree on a settlement, then they get divorced. It's a divorce. It's basically a fast track to a divorce in the state of Wisconsin.
When did she submit the RO on Eric? I'm
That
assuming
was
around the same time, probably.
The RO she submitted. She filed for it on 7/7, so the day before.
She's awfully busy.
Yeah, she was saying the baby had passed on the 6th when it hadn't. The injury or whatever had happened to that baby happened on the 5th. On the 6th, she's telling people the baby is in heaven. On the 7th, she's getting an RO on Eric. On the 8th, she's filing for an annulment separation with no minor children. And then on the 9th is when the baby passes away.
I'm sick to my stomach.
It's disgusting. Yeah, Julie, I think it's because I kind of looked into that because I didn't understand that either about getting an annulment. And given the fact that there was the marriage settlement proposal, I'm what is a marriage settlement proposal or whatever? Motion for marriage settlement. So I looked it up, and in Wisconsin, it's like a fast track to a divorce, essentially. It's basically saying that here's the agreement. We agree to the dissolution of the marriage. This is the settlement we agree on. You know, but I can't imagine he's going to agree to that.
So she put no children, because they have no children together now.
Now, but at the time she did.
So she put that she had no children while the children was alive to get a quickie annulment.
Mhm.
But she's a grieving mom.
Right.
I just want to, like, I know that, there's like 4 people on YouTube that think she's innocent.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just have to cater to those 4 people as well and not be biased.
No, she was awfully busy during that time that her poor baby was fighting for her life on child support, Like, these are not things that I would be thinking about doing, that's for sure.
I want to say something, and I'm trying to word it the right way. Can you just talk for a second? Sorry.
What?
Just talk about, like,
You need a minute, is what you're saying?
Yeah, can you take over for a second?
Yeah.
It'll make sense why.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
no,
telling
that's
you
fine.
why I need a minute.
And I'm trying to figure out at what point, let me go look, at what point she started selling off all of their stuff.
Check your text and you'll.
Okay. Oh, and then they also rented the house out right before this too. Okay. Gotcha. On the summer around July 1st, we don't know the exact date, was when she rented the house out. So during all this, she was renting her house out and moving. So, these are the things that she was concerning herself with while her baby was on life support. And that to me is just wild. Absolutely wild. And I can't, looking at these, I think so, Coco, because she had made a comment in one of those screenshots about how the baby looks just like Eric. I mean, I'm assuming it was, but I just can't imagine he's going to agree to all of that, because like he's basically getting scammed.
I just had to make sure of something. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I had to make sure of something before I
Okay.
Because
I
can confirm
okay.
that on the Jane question on the 4th, when all that was going down, that the baby was jovial, full of life, happy.
Okay.
You'd never think there'd be an issue with it.
Okay. Seemed perfectly healthy.
Yes, like how a baby should be.
Yeah.
Also, do you really have to clip your nails now?
Cody, now is not the time for grooming.
Like we haven't been live, and and you're still clipping.
I'm just grabbing them off. I have to make my presence known somehow.
I don't know if there was a private ceremony. I was told that there wasn't. Please.
It's my knee.
What did you grow like 20 more nails like out of another part of your body? You know, like click, 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 click. I was told there wasn't going to be a funeral, that it was going to be like a small private service. Okay. I can't answer that.
About the memorial?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still
Doesn't
stuck on
sound
the
like
fact
she
that
was-
she said that the
Yeah.
baby had already passed while it was alive
hmm
on the annulment or the
Mhm.
divorce documents.
Yep. She's like 37 or 38, I think. I think all I know is that as of yesterday, there was still no autopsy report released.
And Brooke, are you in there? I think I'd ask you, like, how long would it take for an autopsy? Like, shouldn't it be done? You would think it'd be done by now. Well, you could always testify against your spouse.
You just can't be compelled to.
Right. They can't make you.
Right.
Like, if I had to testify against Cody on the stand, I'd be like, hell no. And they'd be like, well, of course, you're his husband. I'm not. But if I was in a bad mood with Cody, I can go on the stand and testify against him all I want.
I'd be like, I don't know this person.
They just can't make you.
Right.
Is that Fifth Amendment?
No, Fifth Amendment is you don't testify against yourself.
It's just something.
I don't know.
Has the baby been? I don't know. I don't know all this morbid dark stuff. Would you know that, Jen?
I don't know. I don't know if it's been. I just know that as of yesterday, there was no autopsy.
I'm gonna text you something and see if I could say it.
Okay.
There's like a lot of
Yeah,
things like you just
Yeah, you can say that.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Pull
You
the
say it.
trigger on that one.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
on Sunday night, Leida was speaking with someone. I believe it's Ms. X, and saying that the baby died from natural causes. That it died from, yeah, right?
Yeah, natural causes. Yeah, after she already made a big stink saying that her back was fractured and that she had brain swelling and all of that stuff. Now she's claiming the baby passed from natural causes.
Now, are we just taking, right? Like, has there been any paperwork that we've seen from like, a court or a hospital detailing like the baby's injuries?
No. No, those are medical records. Those can't be released. And then any other, I mean, it's
Leida
still,
was telling people back when the baby was still alive, but she was saying it had passed, and she was saying that it was from like the swollen brain and that broken
Right.
back.
yeah, no, that we have in her own words. Yeah.
Was that on audio? Did I play it? There's so much I can't
It was
remember.
in the, I don't remember if that was in the audio or if it was in the screenshots, but she said it twice. I think she said in the audio, she talked about the fractured back and said that she'd requested an immediate autopsy while the baby was still alive.
I know that she has been,
Yeah, she has been.
and I have witnesses that saw her at the hospital getting questioned.
Well, as of yesterday, it was still in open investigation.
Is she like doing like all this like divorce stuff pro bono?
You mean pro se?
Yeah. Pro se.
I don't know. I didn't look. Let me look.
Because she was also putting motions in there to like get stuff redacted.
Mm-hmm. All of which got denied.
Yeah, but SIDS wouldn't end up in a. You wouldn't die of SIDS with like a broken back. You would just pass in your sleep, right?
Right. Well, and apparently, I mean, I would assume the baby had not been gone long enough or not breathing long enough that they couldn't resuscitate her. I mean, they were able to resuscitate her to some extent. And Eric had said that she arrested at the apartment and that no CPR had been done until emergency services arrived.
And the room she was when I was last live on Saturday, she was in another YouTube chat. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Talking, because she's grieving.
Right.
Right. And, she's beside herself and she don't know which way is up. But she found her way to a certain other creator's chat who didn't even know her name or how to pronounce it and seemed to take a big calling for her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Took up for her very hard without even like having any clue about the situation.
But she was still like actively grieving.
Right.
Okay.
She was still actively grieving, but she was in that chat.
But she wasn't grieving because she said she wasn't. She was over it.
She was over
now
it.
She changed her mind yesterday when she.
Yeah. Yeah. When she decided to go write a letter.
Have a broken back and the fractures from like shaking it.
It doesn't say that there's any attorney on this annulment for either one of them.
Because my thing is, why would she say, like, all of this just stinks, like, horribly from like A to Z.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just say this out loud. I don't know why she'd be, and I'm not trying to be messy, but it's just things I have to think about, especially since I'm like sticking my neck out here a little bit. I don't know why she'd still be talking to the person that's been leaking her text and audio, knowing that that person leaked it, but still giving that same person more information. That doesn't sit right with me at all.
Right.
Like if and
I think she's just that cocky. I think she's just that cocky.
But if I'm telling you something,
yeah,
and let's say I unalive Cody,
yeah,
and I'm telling you stuff because you're in my line of sight.
Yeah, because you're clipping your nails on his live. That's why.
Thank you. And your nails. I mean, like that's worth it alone. I wouldn't, and I was telling you about it. And again, I probably wouldn't be talking to someone I haven't never met on the internet about if I had done something like that. It would probably be like my best friend since like, first grade. I'm like, yo, go get the shovel.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, your crew, like, not someone I've never met online. But I wouldn't be telling them like very intricate details about an Erderme.
Right.
And then when I find out that that person's giving that information out, I wouldn't give them more.
Right.
So, and I just have to say that out loud because I think I told you that too. It's just, that's not sitting well with me. But maybe because she's cocky, that's why she left Indonesia to come back here because she didn't think she'd get like, I don't know. It just bugs me.
She honestly doesn't believe she's going to get arrested. Like she's like, no, the baby died in natural causes. Like, I'm not going to get arrested. She truly believes that.
But you can't say it has, a back fracture and like brain swelling or whatever it was. Like that sounds pretty severe.
Right.
When, you can't say the baby's dead when it's still alive, number one. I mean, I don't know. Two, you can't say it's either that when now you're saying it's natural causes all of a sudden,
Right.
none of it makes sense. Like,
No. She's just like any of the stuff she's doing. Like who, like your baby is on life support, whether, you know, you believe that there's not a chance of survival or not, you're not out there doing these things. You're not out there talking to people in DMs. You're not.
She walks in, she walks right back out. So she's not afraid to go.
I mean, Stark hasn't called her Teflon Leida, which, you know, that's what
Yeah.
they used to call like John Gotti.
Yeah.
You know, no
Nothing
charge ever
sticks.
stuck to him. And
Yeah.
I mean, like, Sarcasm is right. Teflon Leida.
Yeah.
Like, maybe,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and she wouldn't let Eric out of jail over the weekend. Like she wouldn't agree to that so he could go be with his baby. Like she's like, no, keep him in. Like, who does that?
That's psycho.
Yeah, Leida, that's who.
And I do know that Eric and Leida had met a few times. And I think she was recently mad that they were fighting over the weekend. Because wasn't it over the weekend like that they were fighting and then all of a sudden on Monday she drops off? Was it or yesterday?
It was yesterday.
Because I don't know, you know, I don't know. Can you answer that?
Why? What? They were arguing over the weekend?
Why isn't anyone telling the police? It's because the police
they are.
know it.
The police are being told.
But like not by like random internet people, right? Because then they're gonna get like inundated.
No. The police are being told by the direct party.
Brooke, she was trying to like say like let's leave the like let's move to another country and have the son we always wanted. That's after the RO. After she said that he was the one that did it because she was holding the baby when he slapped her. And she said that on her stories, but now you. So Eric did it because he slapped.
Right.
He hurt the baby when she was holding it. Then it had a broken spine or whatever. Now it's natural causes.
Eric said that she was begging him not to divorce her. And that's why she came back from Indonesia.
And that's why what?
Eric had said that she came back from Indonesia because she wanted to make it work and she was begging him not to divorce her.
So she was going to stay in Indonesia and not come back at all?
No, she came back because she thought that they could fix their marriage and she was begging him not to divorce her. So she came back because she thought that they were going to stay married.
Why would she fly all the way back from Indonesia just to be?
That's what Eric
said. So when she went to Indonesia, was she expecting not to come back until she spoke to Eric and maybe
probably she probably wasn't, or she wasn't sure if she was going to come back, and she talked to Eric and somehow she felt reassured that they could work out their marriage and came back. I don't know. Eric didn't elaborate. He just said that she came back because she thought that they could work it out and she was begging him not to divorce her. I hope he ghosted her. No, he didn't, because they were fighting all weekend, apparently. And that's probably what made her, she probably decided to beat him to the punch. And
if I were a judge or an attorney, and I saw, you know, this whole big song and dance, where is it?
That, yeah.
Nope, that's not it. Oh, yes, it is. Now, this letter went to Judge Barnett.
Yeah. Bonnet, I think. Barnett, or I don't know.
And this has nothing to do with the divorce, right? Because who's presiding?
No.
It's Wood. It's Judge Wood on a divorce. It's crazy
Right.
how I
This
know
is-
these
this
judges
isn't-
in Wisconsin. Like Jesus Christ.
Right, because Judge Wood is the criminal. He deals with criminal. This judge deals with like family court, I think. And so she filed this same letter got filed on the bail jumping charge that she just got, and then it also got filed on the previous bail jumping animal
Because
cruelty
that's
case.
why my logic in asking was, it's funny that she can write this letter bereft in all this grief, and she didn't realize she was like bail jumping. But was she even allowed to go to Indonesia? Was like I can't see that.
I don't know about leaving the country, but on the bail that she was already on the bond that she was on at the time before she got arrested, there were no travel restrictions on it. There was nothing saying she couldn't leave the state. She didn't have to give over her passport. But I don't know if on a bond in general, if you're allowed to leave the country or not. But she was allowed to go, like she was allowed to go to Chicago. There was nothing preventing her from leaving the state until they revised it.
Because it's like, she writes that letter yesterday and submits it.
Right.
And then
suddenly now, after she files for annulment or a separation, now she wants those charges dropped.
Also on the same day that she's writing this other judge about trying to get off the bail jumping charge, she's sending this to another judge, a very detailed, right?
Yeah. Yep. On the same day. Or maybe the day before. Did she file the day before? I think she filed, wait, hang on, let me look. So she filed for the annulment on the 28th, and that letter was filed on the 29th. So she filed the letter today or yesterday, the day after she filed for the annulment. So she did file for the annulment on Monday after they've been fighting all weekend.
I mean,
they have Jamie, they just haven't released it to anyone.
oh, here we are. Are you gonna do me like that, IG?
I accepted, like completely, like accepted because I knew that I lost her. But as soon as the doctor says like there were a fracture on her back,
there it is.
and that's why I suspect, all of us suspect that that's kind of like related to what Eric did to me.
I needed to play that because I wouldn't have felt right, but I needed to hear that out loud again.
Right.
So in her own voice, she's saying the fracture on the back already, and that she's already accepted it. And what is the date of this?
That was July 6th.
Because when he hits me, even right now, like I still unable to feel my left face, and then exactly like there's a nerve damage that the doctor said to me when I got myself checked, and that's that. So imagine if it's because I didn't see. Okay, I didn't see if he hit Alyssa or not. But imagine if he did.
Yeah, Brooke, are you late to the party? That's exactly what she did. Payne's right. She filed the annulment claiming no children in the marriage before the baby passed.
She didn't file it. She filed it on Monday. She signed the paperwork.
She signed it. Well, yeah, okay.
She signed it on July 8th.
But she's also saying here on the 7th that,
Right.
so like,
yeah,
that needs to be attached to the letter saying she's a grieving mom. Because how could you be a grieving mom when you've already accepted it 3 weeks ago,
Right.
2 weeks ago, whenever it was?
right.
And I wasn't trying to be shady towards Miss X, at all. I was just, because she did ultimately hand it over to somebody that, like, did the right thing with it. So
It's just hard to wrap your head around. That's all. The whole thing.
yeah,
All
like
of it.
if it were me,
All of it.
I could, like, and like I said, like if it were you and you were like leaking out, like, my details about unaliving my husband, I wouldn't be giving you any more information. That's like, it's like checking out of weirdness that goes whole thing.
You're roboting.
It's still like it's kind of like, I'm not accusing, I'm just saying what happened, and that's that. I know, but before we find out if he is the cause, I will file a restraining order against him because guess what? I want to get myself protected. I want to get my son and I protected. This is a contingency. This is serious. This is, even my dad says, like, I don't want you to get killed, Leida. Go fucking home now. And I was like, I can't, Dad. I still have court to do. I still have a lot of things to do. So that's that. That's where we are right now, Maria.
Wouldn't like your first like reply to Dad be say, I can't, Dad, I have to bury my daughter that just passed. That's the only thing on my mind.
Well, and what's interesting is, if I'm not mistaken, the restraining order only protected her. There was nothing in there about her son. And she had both of them dropped. She had the one she filed dropped, and then she waived the one that the state put on him for the DV. So she had both of them dropped.
I mean, she's also 5. But at the time I spoke to my dad, I still not accept. But after I talked to my dad,
She's saying it, talk to Dad, not accepting it. She told the Dad huh?
I don't resent
I don't
my dad,
rewind.
and we
Whoa.
basically reconcile. I feel good, and then I accept it.
She feels good.
She feels good. Yeah, she feels good, y'all. She feels good. She's accepted
I can't
it.
even get my face on the camera. So who says that? How I feel great. Tomorrow I'm gonna go out and get myself a terrible dye job.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have like really bad service at the moment.
Eric's side of the story is that he wasn't there when whatever happened to the baby happened. He was in jail. And
after this all happened,
yeah,
and after the police were there, Eric was
when the police showed up, when it was the neighbor who initially called around between 7 and 8 o'clock on July 4th, called about the fighting, the DV, and the disorderly conduct. The police showed up, and this was.
But she was so scared of Eric, she left Alice, her son, in his custody.
But get this.
Right after that happened.
According to Eric, when the police showed up, and this was after, a few hours after he had slapped her, she declined EMS for the baby. They asked her.
But she had facial paralysis.
Yeah, they asked her, like,
Paralysis.
do you need medical treatment? Does the baby need medical treatment? And she said no. She declined it. And then
I have the
didn't
witness
call
who saw
911.
her at the hospital, at hospital number 1
Yeah.
when she first got there, saying she looked right as rain.
Right.
Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't till 12. What was it? What did I say?
So if you
Was
said
it
no,
12 hours?
if you're declining EMS after like a DV, a slap so hard that it gave her facial paralysis and like unalive the baby. But then you're not gonna, you know why? Because they'd find that there was no damage.
Right. Right. And there was clearly, when she was at the hospital, the witness said that there was no sign
And I'm
of,
talking to the witness that messaged me on IG that saw her
Right.
at the hospital,
Right.
like just like, you know, and you know, they're saying that she was laughing and talking like nothing happened.
Right. Well, and nobody saw, they said that there was no visible marking or whatever on her face. You would think if there was facial paralysis, you're going to see some type of marking, you would think, on her face.
And you could hear her laughing.
Yeah. Yeah. She was laughing about it.
Because when that person reached out to me on IG, there was more to the conversation, but she wanted to be protected because Leida's psycho.
Mhm.
She was saying like that, like she was like laughing with like the cops.
Yeah. I believe it. I don't think she at no point did she really seem upset. Not in her IG stories that she was doing, not the witnesses that saw her. She just, in those messages, she did not seem upset at all.
All right, I know I'm pulling like
No, Wicked, they didn't come back for the baby until, let's see, if they showed up between 7 and 8, so for 16 hours later, she called EMS after the first time they showed up. So it was about 12 hours after Eric was arrested. She called for EMS for the baby. Because he was arrested at like 3 a.m. or somewhere around there on the 5th. And she didn't call until 3:16 p.m. on the 5th. And then she declined the EMS when the neighbor called the police for the DV, which was at according to Eric, between 7 and 8 o'clock on the 4th.
I'm trying to give you guys like more information. That's why I'm not trying to be rude and text while I'm alive.
No, I know.
But everything's like super.
Yeah, you're just trying to get some more
And then,
details.
which is very important. And I mentioned it, but I didn't go into too much detail about it. But at 9 a.m. on the 5th, which would be right after Eric was arrested. Eric was like arrested, what, like 2:30 in the morning or something like
Yeah. Yeah. So it was like 6 or 7 hours after he was arrested. Yeah.
It was 6 or 7 hours after. He wasn't home. Like Eric.
No, he was in jail.
Right. After he got arrested, but the police got to the apartment complex. I have a point, I promise. The police get to the apartment complex and they talk to both Leida and Eric. Eric's not arrested right away.
No.
Correct?
No, he's not. Because the neighbor called it between 7 and 8 p.m. and he wasn't arrested until 2:30-ish a.m.
So now at 9 o'clock on the 5th in the morning, Leida is asking somebody to go pick her up, to go take her to where the car is, because they arrested Eric at the gas station or whatever, wherever he was, and she needed a ride to get her car. And at 9 o'clock on the 5th, and this is not speculation, this is fact. she calls someone, she gets in contact with someone to get a ride. And there's no mention of the baby being in any type of problem,
Distress. Yeah.
distress. At that point, and then when said person asked Leida about, like, everything, yeah, but what about the baby? Because, you're going to leave. Oh, wait a minute. How are you going to leave a baby? Oh, no, never mind. 9:00 in the morning, there was no mention of the baby being in any type of distress. No, zero.
Mhm. Yeah, because that was still what, 6 hours
That
before
the
she
baby
called
was
EMS?
sleeping.
Yeah. It's not publicly available, Brooke, because it's still an open investigation. But the call did come in at 3:16 p.m.
3:16 is when.
She called EMS for the baby. Yeah. And again, according to Eric, the baby had gone into full arrest at the apartment. And as far as he knows, there was no CPR or resuscitation done until EMS arrived. So it does
Add
not
this
sound
to
like
the
she did
timeline,
anything.
Jen.
Yeah.
Because at 9:00, there's no problem with the baby. Also at 10:00, because Leida was asked an hour later about how the baby was doing, and still the baby was fine. So 10:00, the baby, according to Leida, was just sleeping.
Okay. At 10 a.m.
So at 9 and 10:00, babies, well, we don't know. We don't know. Call goes in at 3:16. Let me see this question.
Would they? Yeah, they would. Never mind.
I'm sorry for this, the silence.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was a 5-week-old baby. Not only would she have needed to eat during that time, I mean, she would have woken up. She probably would have needed a diaper change.
All right, give me 1 second. I just need to make a quick phone call.
Okay. Just in that, if the baby, there was no mention of the baby being in distress at 9 a.m. She didn't call, for emergency services for 6 hours. During that 6 hours, I can't imagine a 5-week-old baby is just going to sleep for 6 hours and her not go check on the baby at any point. I mean, if a baby is asleep that long, you're going to go check on the baby and see why that baby is not waking up. If hopefully you're going to not wait 6 hours to do that. Exactly, Rita. I mean, we're talking a little baby in a 1-bedroom apartment. I can't imagine that there was I can't imagine not hearing a baby for that amount of time. I can't. Yeah, spontaneous spinal fracture, and she was talking about the brain swelling. Um, and now she's backtracking, which is crazy. I don't know what she's doing. Yeah, it's a 1 bedroom. She got put into it sounds like it's like a place where she got put into by the I don't know if it's a shelter, but whatever organization they have that deals with putting in safety plans and such for domestic violence cases. And because she was allegedly in the DV case, they somehow got her into like a low income apartment, which is interesting with all of the assets she's claiming they have, how she could possibly get into a low income apartment. I don't understand, but she took the baby, or not the baby, she took her son to Indonesia. Uh, on the 12th, on July 12th, she took him to Indonesia.
I don't. Let's just recap this because it's getting late. Leida sent a letter to the judge saying that she's a grieving mom. Before Eric was
The
arrested.
DV, the DV that stemmed back to January.
I believe that's how she got in.
Yeah.
To that place, because you're only allowed to have a certain income, and clearly
Yeah.
her wealth is beyond that. I don't even, so I'm thinking that when they had, like, with the dog, and it was only Leida that got arrested for that one, but I think, because Leida knows how to use the system, I think that's how she, because didn't Eric say that she got it through a loophole or like
Yeah.
fraudulently?
Through whatever, he said she got it through whatever that foundation was that the court ordered them to go through to get a safety plan. And that he was completely against her getting that apartment.
Wait, what about the car seat? Does anyone know who was with the baby while the neighbor took her to get car?
Yeah, that's a good
So-
question.
The neighbor, so she texted. All I know is that
To be honest, she probably just took the baby with her and didn't particularly care
she didn't
about
wind
the
up getting. She didn't wind up having to leave because at 10 o'clock it was towed.
Oh, like impounded towed or towed back to her?
Towed back to her.
Okay. So she didn't end up having to go get it. She asked somebody, but she didn't end up having to do it.
God, if you knew what I knew right now. It's like, but I don't think anybody in their right mind could. This is not the behavior of a bereft, grieving mother.
Yeah, from one mother to another needs to have her charges dismissed.
And I'm not trying to like be like, oh, I know stuff. Like I can't. I
Yeah,
just can't
no,
say a
you're
lot of
not.
things.
Yeah, you're not in a position to.
Because the last thing I want to do is interrupt any, So I just kind of have to like let it play out. I mean, I just want to shout from the rooftops right now. But I can't. I don't think anybody who just been looking at this, you don't even have to know Leida.
Mm-mm.
You don't even like. I know a lot of people are new to the show. Leida was on one season, and I get that because I really I focus on the OGs of 90 Day. Like, I'm the OG blogger. I stick with the OGs. Like, I don't not so much with the new people because I don't really believe half their stories. So some people are like, oh, who's this? I'm like, yeah, season 6, whatever. But you don't even have to watch her on the show to just look at this and be like, okay,
She's a horrible.
this is off.
Yeah. Yeah, she was a horrible person back then.
Oh,
She's still a horrible person.
a leopard doesn't change her spots.
Nope.
So for her to like, let's see. Yeah, and then you have David and Annie, like who were like doing everything the right way.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to look at. I mean, all this is hard to look at.
Me
It's
too.
hard to look at
Sassy.
this letter
I never liked her. She was always trash, in my
where
opinion.
she's just like, I can't stop thinking. I like, please, as a mother, like from one mother to another, like
I know.
it's the first
The
time I cursed
audacity.
on this live.
The
Like
audacity.
the ball, like the audacity, the balls.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
Yeah. I can't eat. I can't sleep. I can't think. But you're fine being in YouTube chats of people, and you're fine being in the DMs with people, and you're fine to file annulments and
I
take your
mean,
son back to Indonesia.
I'm just tired. I mean, I've been crying nights, days, I mean, I accepted, like completely like accepted because I knew that I
so right
lost
then and
her.
there,
But
that
as soon
judge needs
as
to
the
hear
doctor
this.
says like there were a fracture on her back, and that's why I suspect, all of us suspect, that that's kind of like related to what Eric did to me. Because when he hits me, even right now, like I still unable to feel my left face. And then exactly like there's a nerve damage that the doctor said to me when I got myself checked, and that's that. So imagine if it's because I didn't see, okay, I didn't see if he hit Alyssa or not. But imagine if he did. It's really like, it's kind of like related, but I'm not accusing. I'm just saying what happened, and that's that. I know, but before we find out if he is the cause, I will file restraining order against him, because guess what? I want to get myself protected. I want to get my son and I protected. This is a contingency.
He sounds like, I don't know who said it before, like relieved. It's like not even relieved. It's like a skosh better than relieved. Like in between, like relieved and exhilarated. If I'm sure there's like a $2 word in between those two that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
While the baby's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
the baby was still alive.
Yeah.
And passing it off as already gone. Like, I don't like, I don't care if the doctors had told me, like, listen, there's going to be like 0 point, maybe there'll be like a 1% chance, or like the smallest chances of, like, keeping, if it were Cody and he was on my spot, I'll use you in a good light. Well,
Yeah.
better than unaliving you, but
You're going to hold out, when it's your child, you're going to hold out hope until the very last second.
And they were like,
You're going to
listen,
hold
there's
out
a good
hope.
chance but I'm like, you do everything you fucking do. I don't care.
Right.
And I think that's what anybody would do for someone they loved, a kid, a spouse,
Yeah.
a sibling, whatever. Because
Yeah.
I think someone had said, like, well, if she figured the baby was brain dead, then maybe that's why she accepted it. No. Like, am I the only crazy person that would be like, well, do whatever you can? Like,
Mhm. Yeah. When that
Because
is your
literally-
baby. Yeah. Yeah.
because the hospital wouldn't even have, like, put the baby on life support or whatever if they didn't think there might be a small chance they could, like, resuscitate it or something like that, right?
Yeah. I
Brooke,
mean,
maybe that's a question for you. I don't know. You probably, like,
I
With
don't
the-
know.
Brooke, would a hospital waste your time, like, saying, like, well, let's throw them on life support if they didn't fully believe, you know what I mean? Even if there was a chance they could fix it.
I mean, I know that it's definitely, once you put somebody on, like, once you resuscitate them and put them on life support, I know there's like a process of being able to take them off. I don't know if it would have taken 5 days on an infant, but I'm assuming, I mean, even if they, like I said, if it were my baby, and even if they told me, like, oh, there's very little chance, I still am not going to give up hope. And I'm sure as hell not going to be off doing all the shit she was doing.
Like,
Wow, that
like
baby was on life
covering, like, getting into Facebook fights with truckers about, like, and then
Yeah.
changing your, like,
Right.
I just,
See,
Worrying
this
about
is
getting an
serious.
annulment. She's worried about
You
getting an
know, even
annulment
my
or a separation
Sorry.
or divorce or whatever. Like, that's what
Yeah.
she's worried about.
and you could tell, like, that was her main concern, because she keeps talking about there, then she gets CR, then she drops it, then she tries to get back with him, then they're fighting about that, and then
Yeah.
So yeah, it is IBM. Wait a minute, what did Brooke say? They know by event support initially what the baby can do for herself. Then comes the brain function studies. So my point is, like, the hospital must have saw there was, like, even, like, the smallest, like, 1%, like a half of 1% chance that they could, like, do something for the baby. And Leida, while the hospital's going above and beyond, because they had to take it to a second hospital because the first one wasn't equipped.
Equipped to handle it. Yeah.
She's talking to people on YouTube. She's talking to people on IG. She's in YouTube chats. I mean, let me just finish playing this.
dad
and then-
says, like, I don't want you to get killed, Leida. Go fucking home now. And I was like, I can't, Dad. I still have court to do. I still have a lot of things to do. So that's that. That's where we are right now, Maria. I mean, I know that she's also 5, but at that time, before I spoke to my dad, I still
She said she's also
not
5.
accepting it. But after I talked to my dad and I,
She's also
Like,
5.
When you say 5 weeks,
She's
what
5
do you-
weeks.
What would
Yeah.
you refer to, like, as 5, like 5 years? Again, like, I know, like, I don't, like, I know with babies you go by weeks and stuff like that. Like, oh, how old's your baby? Oh, 12 weeks. Like, whatever. I don't know.
I no longer resent my dad and we basically reconcile. I feel good and then I accept it, but now
Ooh.
my grief, I'm done grieving.
She
My
feels good
focus
and
is
she
on
has no
justice. That's
grief.
it. Because I want to know. I never dropped the baby. And the baby was so fine. Could see her still moving legs before I found her like, unresponsive. And I had to call 911 and everything like that. Once they mentioned about the fractures on the back, that's the reason why we suspect something happened when Eric hit me on the face. Because if it make my left face numb, and then like damage my fascia.
So Eric hits you in the face while you're holding the baby, gives you facial paralysis.
Right.
That must have been the slap heard around the world.
Right. But apparently the baby was fine
Who
because
says
she
that?
didn't need EMS at the
Who
time.
volunteers information like that? I never dropped the baby. It's like, well, I didn't shake the baby. I didn't drop the baby. I'm over my grief. Like, I hope to God.
I'm good.
Like, can everybody on YouTube who is a creator, and I know I have a lot in here, I think everybody, I see a lot of people in the community, I hate that word. Can everybody make a short of that and put it everywhere? Her saying that she's done, she's happy, she feels relieved, she
She's
is
good.
moving on,
She accepts it. Yeah.
she accepts it. Like, this needs to be plastered everywhere. And then you could add, like, the letter to the judge saying, oh, by the way, I'm grieving my daughter. Please drop my bail jumping charges so I can get my passport back because the shit's hitting the fan here.
Right.
And I got to hightail it out.
Right. Shit's getting real. Give me my
I
passport
almost
back.
want
Gotta
somebody
go.
who thinks that Leida is innocent to come in here and like and tell them. I want one person to be like, oh, well, the changing the stories, the lying, the covering up, like the confusing the courts and all of us. I mean, if she hasn't been in court, and I don't believe for 1 second she was in the psych ward. She probably went to go get a lipo, knowing her.
Yeah. When she did go to court for that bail jumping charge, she was video conferenced, and they did say she was video conferencing from the hospital, but that doesn't necessarily mean she was in a psych ward. It means she was at the hospital.
And how convenient for Leida to check herself in the day before she has to appear from the psych ward so that she could appear from the psych ward in court. Right. And then she gets, but by the way, did the psych ward know that she's pleading insanity? Because I would think that the psych ward would have kept her in there a little bit longer.
Well, she had a court mandated, according to that letter and according to the court records, she had a court mandated psychology or psych eval for the insanity plea. She had to have and I think she wrote in the letter, it was on 7/9, which I find interesting because that was also the day the baby passed.
There's no way she'd have a cell phone. I don't even I'm trying to think of me when I was there. And it's pretty much like jail. It's actually worse than jail. Because at least with jail, I mean, I've never been, but at least with jail, when you're getting out, right? 2 weeks, 18 years, whatever. Like with the psych ward, the scariest thing about there is that you are there until those strangers deem you fit to leave. So if you act the wrong way, if you don't do the group activities, if you're an asshole like me and keep your mouth running, they're going to keep you there longer. So I just don't believe it. I believe she had to go there, because how would they even set up a Zoom in the psych ward?
Oh, I'm sure they could.
None of it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm sure they could though, especially for a court hearing like that. I don't know if they could prevent her from going.
I thought I was in a private mental facility in Wisconsin. They allow their patients access to a laptop, cell phone, 2 hours a day. Well, then there you go. Thank you, Irish, for that. That's insane to me. So 2 hours a day. But like, if I were the doctor, I'd be like, oh, that's weird. You have court, and then
Right.
with all this going on, now you check yourself in.
Right.
Like, shouldn't you check yourself in? Like, I don't know. Like, right when
The day your baby passes away.
I don't think so either. I don't think she went. I don't know how they could have let her go so fast. I mean, if Leida was honest about like, well, I'm facing a possible Erderme charge. Now she's done with all those, like, she got away with murder again, right? With those felonies from when she was stealing with the
Yeah.
So all 6 felonies she ran away. She got away from.
Yeah. She's the only felony left is the bail jumping from the.
And did she have to pay like restitution or like?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
So the only active charge she has right now is the puppy abuse.
It's domestic. That was the abuse of the puppy.
That
There's
she's
also
claiming
a
insanity
DV.
for.
Yeah, there's a DV on there, a disorderly conduct, and a bail jumping on there. And
Well, I
that
would
bail
think
jumping was the first felony, or was the other felony she still got outstanding.
I can't see any doctor in a psych ward being like, well, you just lost your 5-week-old, your husband just slapped you, everything's falling apart, you want a divorce, you're getting an RO against him, you just dropped your son off in Indonesia for what reason. Was the trip? No, the trip was before the hospital. Yeah. So you did all this. I don't think she was there. I mean, listen, she could be the worst psych ward on the planet. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah. Or maybe she's just really convincing. I don't know.
When did she claim that insanity? It was while she was still pregnant, right?
2 days, on the 29th of May. So 2 days before she had the baby, she claimed insanity.
So somewhere on court records, 2
leave
days
with that
before
baby.
that baby was born.
Yeah.
Leida, I mean, she might have been in labor. Who the hell knows? She puts in a
Claimed
charge
insanity.
for insanity against puppy abuse, and then, like, no one thinks to, like, I don't know, maybe call CPS or something.
Right.
Like, that's, but I don't know how, like, the networks,
Yeah. I mean, probably nobody knew. The powers that be didn't know she was pleading insanity or something, and I'm sure the courts don't pay attention.
Yeah,
to
that's
that.
the sad
Have a
part. Like,
baby.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know, man. I mean, I do know.
Nerve. What do you think is gonna happen to damage my baby? Of course, something's gonna happen too. If it's happened, if he did hit that accidentally or something like that, I didn't know, I didn't see because my eyes was closed. So this is why I request immediate autopsy, because it will help the police anyway. I want to know because I don't want to live, blaming myself forever. No, this is not my fault. Never.
Did you not think they were going to do an immediate autopsy anyway?
Right.
Yeah, Maria. I mean, we can go live. I mean, I can jump on your YouTube. Tomorrow, I don't know if it's 10:30 your time, is 9:30 my time. It's gonna be if I even available, because at 8
Hands are shaking.
Central Time, my time, which is 9 your time, your Eastern, right, EST. I will have to be at the court I have to file a restraining order first. That's my plan at 8. And 8:30, I will have my psychiatrist, my appointment with my psychiatrist, like for half an hour. So that's that. I'm kind of like occupied, but we will try to find way our time tomorrow, because the hospital provide me hotel until I check out on basically Wednesday. But I want to get everything done at my county. It's like an hour and a half drive. Jesus Christ.
How did she know
Wait,
Wednesday?
wait. Would the hospital put her up in a
Why wouldn't she just say
Huh?
the baby?
the hospital
Yeah,
that
that's
the baby
true.
was getting treated at put Leida up in a hotel?
Right.
All right.
You go.
Right. They know they did, but she knew that she was only going to be there till Wednesday, which was the day the baby passed, if I'm not mistaken.
Just like with everything with like hospitals and insurance and like I just never heard of like them like, oh, you know what, here, have a room on us. I mean, I got
She be at
No, the-
at that point though, and then she would be allowed to leave the hospital, right?
I don't know how she's roaming the streets.
You know, people that are interested in crimes be like, oh, hey, listen, like, we're gonna put you in tomorrow and talk to you at the police station. You're like, a hotel right here, we'll put you up.
Oh, that makes sense, reader. Kind of like how she got into her apartment complex. And no, I forgot who asked about like the bit that happened in the apartment complex. The one that
Yeah, that
Leda's,
happened in the apartment. Yeah,
the one that Leda's fraudulently living at.
right.
The house. When did the people move into the house? When did she
Well,
build
it
the
was
house?
rented out, I think, on July 1st.
And when did she? I have it on here. When did she put the Facebook ad up? Let me see if.
It was like in the middle of June sometime, and the Facebook ad said available July 1st.
Sold. Right there it is. There's the vet. And
June
Erica's with.
1984.
I'm guessing Erica. Eric had to be with Tasha at that point. That's where Eric is with Tasha.
Mm-hmm.
So Lita gets her a brand new apartment that's dirt cheap because she conned her way into it. A beautiful place to live. She gets Eric out of their marital home
Mm-hmm.
and rents it out to how much? How much was the rent?
I think it was like 1,800. I want to say.
1,800 a month to live in that shithole, and somebody bought it. Oof. She's gonna make that income a month. Well, Eric just says, "Okay, Lita, whatever you say, I'll go live with Tasha." And what was?
that
Oh,
could be,
we didn't
that could
touch
be
on
maybe
this.
they knew that the day they were going to withdraw life support.
How long
What?
have I been live? Oof. What was the third charge that Eric got hit with yesterday?
Blood alcohol content over 0.15. Which is
So,
a lot of alcohol.
what was it? What was it? The BAC?
Or greater than 0.15. Like
So
the
that's
legal
only
limit,
because like the results came in. That right?
probably.
All
Yeah.
right. I don't know, folks. She seems awfully busy for small. Wild.
Yeah.
So then she drops it on what was this date? July 17th.
Yeah, she dropped it on the 17th.
Was this when she was in Indonesia?
Yeah, she came back from Indonesia on the 16th, so it was the day after she got back from Indonesia.
The baby passed away on Monday, John.
The 9th.
So
Head spinning.
they already had the funeral.
There was never a funeral.
So no cremation, no nothing for the baby.
It basically, Summer, I don't remember the exact wording of the charge, but so he basically was charged with the DUI. He was charged with having an open container. And then yesterday they added on the alcohol content. So that's actually a third charge.
And then you have Eric saying her statements the night of the fight don't even mention anything about Alyssa. She even declined EMS for the slap.
Mm-hmm.
Ironic that she's trying to pin it on me. But I don't trust Eric as far as I can throw him. The only good thing I can say about Eric is that I don't think he did it. And that's about as far as I can go with that.
Yeah.
But I think that's all I got. I mean, I'm exhausted. Is there anything like that we didn't go over, or have we gone over too much?
No, I don't think so. I think we've covered the bases.
So what is like, what's the next thing for court for her and for him?
He doesn't go back, I think, until he goes back, I think, on the 11th of August for the DV charges. And I don't think, so he goes back on the 11th for the DV charges. She goes back on the 27th for, I believe, the animal abuse, the original charges from the 27th and the bail jumping and all that. On the 27th, she goes, and then Eric goes for the DUI charges and all of that on September 16th.
All righty. Well, I mean, she keeps it interesting every day.
She does.
Lord knows what she's going to do tomorrow.
Yep.
Let me just check everything real quick before I sign off. All right, looks like I'm good to go. All right, everybody, thanks for being here. And if you're not following my Instagram, please, that's where I do the majority of my stuff with this. And have a great night. I don't know if anybody's going live, but I'm tired. So I will be cutting out. Thank you, Geneva, for coming up and answering the questions. And I'll see you guys when I see you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.